Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Cricket Castaway. I'm Nishant. I'm joined by Divyansh, and India's Super 8 campaign now begins in the West Indies with the first game against Afghanistan, and that's what we're here to talk about. So, hi Divyansh, how are you first of all, and how's everything going?
Yeah, everything is going good and super pumped up to get the to see the campaign of Super 8 campaign of India getting kicked off. And yeah, it was a long wait, but yeah, we are finally here. So
Yeah,
hoping big things from India this time. And if you see the matchups are also at least on paper we can say they are fairly easy. The path to the semi-finals for India is
yeah,
fairly decent in terms of the opponents we see. Except
yeah,
Australia, the two matches should be fairly easy for India to win. But as we know, T20 is the most unpredictable format, and anything
yeah.
can happen on a given day. So yeah, definitely looking forward to see the match tonight.
Yeah. I think to qualify for the semi-finals, India needs to win two out of the three games.
Yes.
So even if Australia game doesn't go as planned, we still, I think, have a great chance to make it to the semi-finals. So yeah, that's good. And ultimately, I think both India and Australia are the ones who gonna qualify from this group, simply because of India and Australia both have been playing good cricket and are fairly bigger and a more consistent side than the other two in our group. So and also now that we have gone out of New York and came to the Caribbean for this leg, there'll be better pitches to bat on. So hopefully our batting at least would enjoy it a lot more.
Definitely, yeah. A huge difference in the batting conditions as compared to the US, which was a nightmare of a wicket for the
Yeah,
batters at least, and the bowlers were having a ball there. So that was another, you can say, another time, another era. Now
yeah,
the bygones have been the bygones. So hoping to see some real T20 bashing
yeah,
from the batters, as we have already started witnessing.
yeah,
If we see the game between South Africa and US, and the latest one, England versus West Indies,
yeah,
so the pitches in West Indies are much more conducive for the batsmen and
yeah,
playing attacking cricket. So yeah, uh, big hopes from Virat Kohli as well as Shivam Dube in the middle orders.
yeah. Yeah, I think both the first two Super 8 games have been high scoring. So South Africa scored around 195 runs. West Indies couldn't defend their 180 odd. And both the times it was just a true wicket where the ball was coming onto the bat nicely. And if we get a pitch anything like that, which is the news that is coming actually right now, that the pitch is bathed in sun and they have been rolling it for the past 2 days and there is not even an inch of grass on the wicket. So that bodes really well for the Indian batting, and Indians have been practicing long hours for the past 2 days, and Virat Kohli on each of the last 2 days have spent 3 to 3.5 hours batting in the nets. Same with the other players as well. So I think though if this is the first game that we are playing in the West Indies, I think the team is well prepared to take on this challenge from now on.
Yeah, definitely. In terms of getting accustomed to the situations, Afghanistan has a better hand because they have played throughout in the Caribbean for their group campaign as well. So they are better accustomed to the pitches, and they have they have had more game time on these pitches. so slightly upper hand to Afghanistan there. But yeah, definitely Indian team is doing everything they can in the net sessions, and since the last 2 days, we have seen Virat Kohli spending a lot of time in the nets, and rightly so, because if we note the pattern that has been in the last two games. Take an example of US versus South Africa. The opening slot has been really crucial.
yeah,
Quinton de Kock posted a 70 odd, and then while chasing, Andres Goose scored an 80, although not in the winning cause, but
yeah,
still the role of a opener is very crucial on these pitches. Also in the match against uh, England versus West Indies, Phil Salt carried the team
yeah.
as an opener to a successful chase. So yeah, the opening slot becomes a lot more crucial in the Caribbean now.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And even the last game that Afghanistan played, where West Indies simply just demolished Afghanistan. It was Nicholas Puran coming at number three, who just took all the Afghan bowlers to the cleaners and
Yes.
made a mockery out of the team. So I think, yeah, the top order is where the big runs are gonna come from. If Rohit and Virat have a good opening start, I think anywhere close to 200 is on the cards for this one. And yeah, I think we've had so many low-scoring games in New York that it would be a welcome change to see our batsmen also getting into the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. And in a comical way, it was a proper detox from the IPL batting
Yeah,
hangover. Seeing
yeah,
just scores of 110,
yeah,
regularly on the trot, getting
yeah,
defended on the soil,
yeah,
on the US soil. So
yeah,
yeah, it was a proper detox from the IPL
yeah,
hangover. And
yeah,
now we are again hungry to see some sixes cracking and some
yeah,
boundaries getting scored, a
yeah,
destructive power play. So yeah, that's a like the world has its own way of setting things right. So I can
yeah,
just say that this was bound to happen someday, and
yeah,
it has happened at the right time. So yeah,
yeah.
right.
But I think pitch is a great leveler of sorts in cricket. So if they were in New York, the pitches weren't the way they were. I don't think US would have come that close in the game against India, and also the India-Pakistan game I thought would have been completely different. So though the pitches were really dull and slow there, and there was not much for the batters, it meant that the games became a much more interesting contest, and most of the games were, going to the wire. I think in this one particularly, if India do get a chance to bat first, because it's a day game any which way. So in the second half, the ball is expected to spin a lot more, and that means I think at least Kuldeep Yadav certainly comes into the picture in the team. And if India do get an opportunity to bat first, I think that they have a fairly decent chance to bat Afghanistan out of the game in this one. And it will be tricky for Afghanistan if India do get a chance to bat first. If, on the other hand, Afghanistan bats first, then they have quality spinners amongst their rank themselves, and they can make a match out of it.
Yeah, definitely batting first would be a wise decision here, because although the due factor gets out of the question, because this would be a day game, and
Yeah,
both the spinners would have equal chance. But chasing down, this has been observed that the pitches get slightly on the slower side, batting second. So the spinners have slightly upper hand there, and it's tough to play your natural strokes, which would be difficult for guys like Surya and Rishabh Pant. So that might cause a bit of an obstacle there in the run chase. So batting first would be a wise decision. Yeah, agreed
yeah,
with you 100% there.
yeah. I think let's talk about Afghanistan. So, who do you think are the players that India needs to be wary of in this one?
I think is playing well, and if from the bowling side we see, I think Noor Ahmed has been pretty consistent, and even if he has not got the wickets, he has been pretty economical. So I think these are the two biggest threat. Although Gurbaz's
Yeah,
form keeps getting up and down, but yeah, I think. Gurbaz, Noor, and also Umar Zai would be
yeah,
are definitely players to watch out.
yeah. I think Gurbaz is that kind of player. Like if he stays on the crease for even 20 balls or 15 balls, he can do real damage against any side. So obviously he is the one that India needs to be wary of. Rashid Khan, if Afghanistan are bowling second, then Rashid and both Noor come really into the game, and both their seamers, so Naveen ul Haq and the, the other one, I keep forgetting his
Umar
name.
Zai,
No, this Fazaluk Farooqi, yeah,
okay.
Fazalul Haq Farooqi. Yeah. So I think they're both the kind of bowlers that bowl better on a slow kind of a pitch. So Naveenul Haq was bowling for Lucknow as well in the Ikana Stadium, and whenever Lucknow played in their home ground, Naveenul Haq was simply terrific because relies much more on his slower deliveries and things like that. So uh, these are, I think, the players for me who can create a real threat for Afghanistan against India. But yeah, the caveat being if Afghan bowl second, because if they're bowling first, I think those things go out of the picture. The sun wouldn't have baked the pitch enough to make it that slow, and if the ball is coming onto the bat, I don't think they have enough quality in terms of their pace bowling to trouble, for that matter, any of the Indian batsmen. So they can take a wicket here and there, but they're not bowlers of the caliber of, let's say, a Mitchell Stark, that have the capacity to trouble Indian batters on a regular basis.
Yeah, definitely. And also, yeah, in the first innings, the pitch would be much better to bat on, and the
Yeah,
ball would be coming onto the bat much more than the second innings. So I think Shivam Dube would have a good time facing these spinners in the
yeah,
middle order there. And this is the moment for him. He has been getting prepared for this occasion, this big stage.
yeah,
So right now is the time to perform,
yeah,
and I would also want to see the left right intentional strategy that India has been adopting to have a combination throughout their batting order succeed significantly, and this would be a
yeah.
good test of that strategy.
Yeah, I think Shivam Dube is someone who would want to get a bit of batting under his belt, but so would Virat Kohli. Like he needs to now come to the party and come to the party real soon. These are the kind of wickets that he would love to bat on. And if Virat and Rohit go on consistently batting, I don't think there's much that Shivam would be able to do, in the sense that any which ways, whatever the condition, if India lose a wicket early, or if Rohit and Virat, let's say, go on to bat for the first 10 overs or so, in both the situations, Rishabh is the one, I think, who's gonna come at number three, because
Yes.
though Shivam Dube is known for his demolishing of the spinners, Rishabh Pant is no muck at that as well, and Rishabh Pant hits the spinners fairly well. So I think we would rather want to see Shivam Dube get less deliveries and get our top order firing a bit more. But let's see what happens in the game.
Yeah, the ideal time for him would be after first 13 or 14 overs to come to bat.
Yeah,
But yeah, let's see how the game pans out, and how the opening pair fares against the pacers of Afghanistan.
Yeah. Who do you think making an impact from the Indian side in this one?
I think it's Virat Kohli for me. It's been long
Yeah.
due, and even the law of averages support a
Yeah.
performance coming up here. And
Yeah.
the way he was batting in the nets, he himself is quite hungry and motivated to prove that the approach that he was taking in the IPL was no fluke, and that's a well
Yeah.
thought out strategy, and this can be deployed outside of India as well. So Virat Kohli
Yeah.
for me, straight up.
I think he won't be able, he won't be changing his gears for that matter. I think he will, because he's decided, and I think it's a conscious decision from the team management, and they have given him the responsibility to give India a fast start along with Rohit. Rohit has been doing this for past 2, 3 years now. Even in the 50 over World Cup, he was the one taking the charge, and Virat, I think, has been given the same mandate. So I don't think we'll see a change in style. And I think, yeah, simply because the pitches now are going to be much better, I think Virat will come good in this one. Though I really hope that he gives himself at least 4, 5 deliveries to get his eye in before he starts bashing them, because he can bash any bowler in the world. But it's just that. Sometimes it's if you start doing that before you've seen even a delivery or two, it can be a bit tricky. So I really hope that he does face a few balls and then starts going gung ho on the bowlers. And do you see Kuldeep Yadav coming straight into this side? And if yes, then at whose expense?
I think yes, he would either be replacing Siraj or mostly Siraj, because
Yeah,
Arshdeep gives an advantage of the left arm bowling option. So
yeah,
I think it would be Siraj if he
yeah,
comes in. That would be replacing Siraj, and I think they can manage this if the pitch has enough cracks in it. It has been properly baked, looking at the conditions, then I think Kuldeep would be more than handful of a player for
yeah,
Afghanistan to counter, because he is right now in prime form, and he has performed very
yeah.
good in the IPL as well. So I think it's the
Yeah.
right time for Kuldeep to get into the side.
Yeah, I think I'm of the similar opinion to you in this regard. I think Siraj goes out and Kuldeep comes in. Though I would rather. I thought that probably at these kind of situations,
Is there a disturbance, sound disturbance you can hear as well? Let me rejoin from my side. I'm getting a stalling sound, sort of a dial wheel. So I'll rejoin. Yeah, I'm not sure what the problem is from my end. I'm just not able to hear what you're saying. Yeah, so my last words would be that definitely India has a upper hand here, and India has been never beaten by Afghanistan in T20 itself. So the records always we like the records to be favoring India, but for T20 anything can happen. They have to be slightly cautious. I think, as you rightly said, Virat Kohli should give some time. We can see that the pitch is not packing any surprises, and I think if they build a solid foundation in the power play, they will be good to go, and it would be India's game altogether from there on.